It's not a coincidence that I had the month of September to make this painting I call the Black Dog. The Black Dog is my reflection on my behind-the-scenes process. The month of September is especially hard because it brings up memories of my marriage, my ex, my divorce, and even homelessness. It's a real struggle for me sometimes to get up in the morning to do the work, to really pour into myself and express myself. This painting was a perfect opportunity to do that and to really take a look at my black dog and see, how am I holding the rope? Am I playing tug-of-war? Am I feeding it? Maybe if I let go, it'll actually go away. I want you to reflect on your own black dog while you look at this painting. Ask yourself what you're doing with your rope. Maybe if you let go, you'll find the answer and some relief. I've made a new reference. This is kind of the size that I want, and I need it to be round so I can get my hands to get the actual curve going. I know this is ridiculous, but I do not have a rope and I need something. I paint best when I can look at it from a reference and actually paint it, rather than trying to come up with an idea, because then I get certain shadows wrong or highlights and it's just not convincing. I like there to be an element of realism. So here we go. I noticed that the fingers were not slanted quite the way I wanted them, and then this seemed a little shallow. So I did it again. And here's the other version. Okay, this is as far as I've gotten today, trying to get these hands to match some kind of wolf face. This might need to get bigger, and I'm working on some feet now. I'll probably continue that tomorrow. I've got my ultramarine and my Naples yellow combined, and now I'm going to paint the background. First, I'm going to use my Mimic goat hair brush, get a good wash going, and then I'm going to switch over to one of my harsher brushes, a little stiffer, just to get a little bit more texture on my background. As I start to paint my hands, I'm using the colors Naples yellow, cadmium red, ultramarine blue, and Van Dyke brown. These are my go-to colors as I paint any kind of hands, whether they're white, black, brown, whatever. These are the colors that work best for almost any kind of skin type. Because I'm using this palette, I'm going to go ahead and use this palette elsewhere in my painting. I've used Naples yellow and ultramarine blue for the background, and for the rope, I'll be continuing to use some of these colors. I've actually never painted a rope before, but I decided to build it up layer by layer, starting with my Naples yellow, blending in some raw umber, and then finishing off with some Van Dyke brown to create that dramatic shadow. Each little stroke I kept to building the texture, just making sure I had that throughout, and I think this rope turned out pretty good. I'm primarily using Moonglow, Haze Blue, and a cool gray. This is a really fun color combo, and I had some accidental mixes with the moon glow and the blue haze that is just kind of blowing my mind. I had this beautiful like red ring that's happening, and because of that accidental dry, I'm gonna try to replicate this by mixing my moon glow and my blue haze together and see what kind of splotches I can get by extending my cloud. Now this next part of creating a decal edge on my watercolor paper is going to require some patience. Gotta fold it multiple times, wet the backside, and then slowly tear it. It's nerve-wracking. I'm so pleased with how this turned out, and I had some happy accidents and unexpected moments. I thought this background was going to be too light after I finished the rope because of the drama, but because of actually how this turned out dark enough and then has this beautiful glow that's happening here, I decided to not continue to darken my background, and I left it as is. Just some of the little splotches that are happening, I decided to go back through with some detailing. I'm just overall really pleased with this and couldn't have asked for a better wash.